The Giants wrapped up their two-day minicamp, so let's bring in New York Post Giants beat writer Paul Schwartz to get his thoughts. Paul, all of Giants fans and Big Blue, the anticipation is crazy this offseason for the first time in a long time. So let's get right into this. We got to talk about Daniel Jones and the offense. Of course, offense first. They added Darren Waller in the offseason to give DJ an extra weapon. So what was your first impressions on Waller, and how did DJ and the offense look?
Hey, Brandon, would they ever let a defensive guy host one of these things? No, right?
Not
It's always
for a while.
offense. Offensive guys, offense first, right? Look, you know what the deal is in these mini camps, these early June mandatory mini camps. There's no hitting, so the 11-on-11 stuff is all kind of walk through. So what are my impressions of the offense? I mean, Darren Waller, the guy you mentioned, my impressions, he is just an immense human being. He is so big. The quarterback's coach, Shea Tierney, told me the other day when he met him, Waller was like kind of standing in the doorway, and Shea Tierney said he took up the whole doorway. Like one of us had to move or else we couldn't get through the door. He is every bit of 6'6". Brandon, you've stood a lot next to Daniel Jones, who's every bit of a big 6'5" athlete. Waller is just bigger.
Yep.
He's bigger. He runs great. Even running maybe 80% speed in these practices, he runs great. They're going to line him up outside, in line, in the slot. They're going to get the ball early and often. So they just have to keep him healthy. That's all. They're not going to run him into the ground in the spring. They're not going to run him into the ground in the summer. We all said, who is their number one wide receiver? Who did they get? The number one target is Darren Waller. Target. It doesn't matter if it's a receiver, a running back, a tight end. Look, the guy was drafted, I guess, by the Ravens, right? Or brought in by the Ravens as a wide receiver. He was a Pro Bowl tight end 3 years ago and 4 years ago. Injuries, hurt him tremendously in his career. He's with the Giants now. It's a new lease on life. He could be really tremendous.
Yeah, he's that weapon. He's that guy, that TE1 to come in for Daniel Jones. Really quickly, how did Daniel Jones and some of the other receivers look like?
Daniel looks fine. Like I said, it's not a running back camp. It's a receiving camp. Paris Campbell looks really fast, Brandon. This is a really fast group right now, much faster. They brought back Darius Slayton. We know he's fast. As they mentioned, Campbell is fast. Jeff Smith, the guy they brought in from the Jets, I don't know if he's going to make the team, but he's really fast. And the rookie, Jalen Hyatt, I think he's come brought along slowly. He's not the guy you look at first on the field and say, wow, he's doing a lot of good things. He's a rookie, and he's being treated like a rookie. He has his reps and things like that. But speed, I like the way Paris Campbell looks. He could be a real weapon in the slot, I think.
Yeah, wide receiver Mike Groh has speed and route runners in that group this year, and I think that's going to help Daniel Jones take another step. All right, since we talked about the offense, I guess we might as well just talk about the defense. Defensively, who stood out?
Like I said, look, it'd be easy for me to say Dexter Lawrence stood out because he always stands out, but there's no pads and nobody's really running the ball. So these guys are just working on their run fits and things like that. So, up front, I'm not going to really give you a great analysis. Bobby Okereke, I think that's, Okereke, the new middle linebacker they signed from the Colts. Look, can I tell that he's running to the ball? Yes. Can I tell that he's making impact tackles? No. We know he can make impact tackles. We saw it the last 3 or 4 years with the Colts. But he's very vocal. You can hear him more than what you see from him. You can hear him. And other players are saying he's very confident in his ability to get guys in the right place, and he is being very vocal. And for a new guy coming into a team which has a lot of established guys on defense already in it, being vocal is very important, and that's a good sign from him, certainly. And one thing to note is, don't forget there's no Julian Love out there. We're always used to seeing number 20 Julian Love out there. He's now playing for the Seattle Seahawks, and so Nick McLeod is now playing safety. The cornerback last year. Ooh. He's pretty much lining up at safety all the time, and that'll be interesting to see. He's a big physical guy. He was a physical corner. If he can make the transition to safety, he may have a new role on this team.
All right, Wink moving guys around. I like it. Wink in his second year with the Giants as defense coordinator. All right, this is what I like to call the Schwartz Awards. Paul, my rookie year, we're going into my second year. You had a great article about me trying to make the team that year. It ended up getting me some traction and getting me down in Miami. So when we're talking about rookies and people who caught your eye, who do you want to write about? Which rookies have caught your eye those 2 days? I know it was only 2 days.
That article didn't get me one cut of your money in Miami. Now, one thing, you said it was instrumental. I don't know if you used the word instrumental. You were very powerful in helping your career, and I get bupkis from it. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. The rookies, well, I would say a couple things. Look, Deonte Banks, you got to start with the #1 pick. He's a really good-looking athlete. You can see, do I see these hard, one-on-one, him lining up against Darius Slayton like we will see in training camp, running hard? Not really, but at one play, Darius Slayton just cleanly beat him on a post route to the corner of the end zone. And you look at it and like, yeah, Darius Slayton's supposed to do that with a rookie, even a #1 draft pick, right? And he did. But he can be sticky in coverage, and you like to look for physical traits. He's definitely big enough. He's kind of like that kind of like spidery cornerback, you know what I mean? Not the quick little guy. He's spidery. He's like kind of all arms and legs, and he does have speed, so that's good.
Like a Corey Webster almost.
Yeah,
Okay.
Webster, Corey Webster, that might be a decent comparison, except Deonte Banks, I think, might be faster at this point. But look, we're not putting him into Corey Webster yet, because Corey Webster was a heck of a player on 2 Super Bowl teams.
Yep.
And I just want to mention, John Michael Schmitz. Look, like, you can't tell anything physically because they're not hitting anybody, but we've talked about that dead snap. You can see it in practice. The shotgun snap is different. He holds the ball like on one side and he just flips it back. It basically does not, you're used to, Brandon, the shotgun snap coming back on a tight spiral, right?
Yep.
This kind of floats back with no rotation on it. And Bobby Johnson, the offensive line coach, the other day said, because the knock on this dead snap is it's very, very accurate, but gets back there a little too slow. That's why you can use it in college and not the NFL. Bobby Johnson said there's no real discernible difference in the speed of it getting back. So far, so good. It's comfortable for him. It's comfortable for Daniel Jones. Now, when we get into training camp, when the guys are really rushing, and in a preseason game, if there's any snafus there, then they may have to make a change. But right now, they're going with what the rookie's comfortable with. We'll see in training camp how that manifests itself.
Well, minicamp just wrapped up. Next up is training camp. Again, a lot of expectations on this team, but it seems like in the offseason, they won the offseason. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Brandon.